Hey, hey, hey. So I can zoom in. Yeah, there we go. Well, hello. Y'all, December has been insane. It's been absolutely insane. I'm super excited to be here, very energized. I actually love going live in the evening and at night. It's just a whole different vibe, it's a whole different energy. So I'm very excited to have you guys here. We're going to talk about, some of everything because 2024 is going out like I never thought it would. Like, this is, woo, it's exciting, right? If you're on Facebook, if you use ChatGPT, there were outages today for several hours. It's crazy, right? And this is one of the reasons why I'm always talking about building your email list. Okay, you've got to build your email list. So we're going to talk somewhat about that. I want to plug in here and make sure that we don't lose power. Even though we got a pretty full battery, but now we definitely are going to have battery, have juice, because that juice is what are going to have battery, have juice, because that juice is what are here. And you monetize social media at all? I mean, first of all, have y'all been going crazy with those links, those referral links for the free product, or what? Have y'all been going crazy with those? Like, I have been seeing them everywhere, right? It's not a major focus for me, but I love to dibble and dabble myself. So, I've got, at least $20 in credits in mind. I haven't posted it, sent it out to my email list or anything like that. When people ask or message me, that's how I've been doing it. Because one thing I know will tank your reach on FB is dropping a bunch of links everywhere. So I will say that might be why FB went down today. Just my suspicion, because they're already paying a lot of us for content and monetizing over there, and if they don't want to be paying us to be driving people over to the clock app that's about to be banned. So you gotta definitely think about that. Okay, so if you're new here, come on in, let me know where you're watching from. My name is Tamira. I blog about the business of you. I have over 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience. I love marketing. I eat, breathe, and sleep marketing. And one of the things I love to do is come live on multiple platforms near the end of the year and kind of talk about what to expect going into the next year. And I had planned to go live like over the weekend, and there's been a lot of, unfortunately, like death in my family and some other things that have been going on, that I got a little distracted, and then was also feeling under the weather. But I'm here now, and there were things that are changing literally by the minute. Okay, so in my 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience, I have worked with and for major brands that you know and have in your household or have experienced in your life. And I've been online and digital since 2014. I've built and monetized my own brand. I've sold hundreds of thousands of dollars of other people's products, in particular skincare and makeup. In fact, I just not too long ago hit $75,000 in sales with a particular skincare brand and keep selling that. I sold $750 in product in my sleep the night of Black Friday. So I am true to this, not new to this. Okay. And so one of the things that sets me apart from a lot of other people that are on this app talking to you about digital marketing is that they are going to not talk to you about things like building your email list, right? Because everybody's got different ways of doing things. Everybody's at different points in their journey. And the way my journey started and the way that I learned digital marketing was I got the foundation up front, right? We know that earlier, like I said, this week has been crazy. This week has been crazy. I think it might have even been late last week. It's so much has happened, I can't even keep track of it. But we know that last week that the clock app lost its appeal, and they are now appealing to SCOTUS, to not get banned on January 19th, right? And I've been talking to y'all about this all year about building an omnipresence, getting presence on more than one platform and building your email list, okay? It's not optional. No one should really only be building on just one platform. Even if you just primarily focus on one platform, you still need to be uploading regularly and consistently and having a presence on a second platform. It's vitally important that you do, because of days like today, right? The reason it didn't really impact me and I didn't even feel it is because I was over on other platforms and I have content going out to so many different places, and I have emails going out to my list that I didn't even feel it or notice it. And that's the position that you want to be in. The clock app being at risk for being banned, a lot of people, I heard like hundreds of billions of dollars that this app generates, not only in revenue, but also in taxes for our country. There are creators who have built sizable incomes, been able to walk away from jobs. And I salute that I am all about that. But now it is at risk if they have not, number one, been building an email or SMS text message list. Number two, been building and having presence on a secondary platform. My rule of 3 is to have your primary and secondary and a pair. Have your pair and a spare. A primary platform, a secondary platform, and a platform where you are just making sure that you have a presence. Now, there is a rule to that. And that rule is you cannot have your pair and a spare be owned by the same entity. So that means, for example, FB and IG, that is one. That is not a pair because they are both owned by Meta, okay? They're both owned by Meta, right? So if your blog, your owned content, thank you for the love. So if your blog, your owned content is one of your spare, then YouTube should not be your second, because while you own your blog, your search engine optimization is going to be probably primarily through Google, and Google owns YouTube, the world's second largest search engine. So you probably instead want to do Pinterest and your blog as your spare, and as your pair, and YouTube as your spare. Okay, so I hope you're following along with me. Again, if you are new, come on in. Let me know where you are in fact watching from, and drop your questions below. I am more than happy to answer them. Okay, and so along with that, so let's talk about a blog, for example. Your blog is your owned real estate, right? If you do it the way that I teach it, you want to own your blog. You want to own that real estate. Why? Because it's your hub on the internet. It is where your content has a home. If you don't own a blog and have your content on your blog, your content is homeless, right? Your content is homeless, right? So one of the things I work with my clients and my students with is, number one, all of your content needs to be backed up somewhere. So every single clock video, every single reel, every single long form piece of content needs to not just be uploaded to someone else's platform. It needs to be going to a vault somewhere, whether that is a server that you have in your house, whether that is some sort of service that is a cloud-based. And if you do that, I still recommend having at least 2 to 3 different cloud-based services that are not hosted on the same platform, where your content is also housed. So I call it owning my masters. I always own my masters. I'm not going to say every single piece of content, but those core pieces of content. And if I didn't save it before I upload it, and it tends to get some traction and do very well for me. And I don't just mean going viral. I mean, it does very well for me in terms of collecting leads or generating customers. Then I'm going to make sure to have a copy of that in my possession without any platform's logos on it. Okay, so I hope you're picking up what I'm throwing down. You need to own your content, right? That's actually going to be one of the biggest things coming in 2025. In fact, talk of the Clock app, I'm leaning toward it's probably not going to be sold, but there are going to be some major changes, and we're already starting to see some changes with the algo anyway, right? We've already seen, regardless of whether it's getting banned or not, there's a heavy favor toward shoppable video, towards shoppable content, uploading shoppable content, right? And I think that's going to continue, right? So I've heard there is talk of selling it without the algorithm, because that's the Chinese government's thing, is the algorithm is intellectual property to the country and it cannot be sold. So selling it without the algorithm so that the US company can get the data, because that's what they want, right? I always tell y'all, data is king. You got to understand that data is king. That is why I've never done 23andMe or any of that, because they've already got enough data on me from the social media apps. You dig, right? And so one of the big things that's going to be coming from 2025, and one of the companies, one of the gentlemen, I can't even remember the name of the company, who is mentioned being in talks to actually acquire the American arm of this Clock app, is you owning your data, you owning your followers, and all of that. And I think that's great, right? One of the big things that's coming in 2025 is really kind of like the death of the follower. It's not about the death of the follower. It's truly going to be, you are the brand, you are the content, you are the niche, and you basically are the algorithm, right? And if you want to know what I mean when I say that, I break it down in a series on my blog, which you know where to go to. And if you're not following me, what are you even doing? You definitely want to follow me, because, you know, I'm going to be going live more frequently, and I really put up great content. You'll want to check me out on the other platforms. I have a 10-year plus library over on YT, YouTube, right? I have a 10 plus year library of really quality, high value educational content on all things digital marketing, from email marketing to content marketing, platform specific, Pinterest, FB. So you definitely want to, you know, follow me over there, okay? And you already are seeing people do that. They're driving you to follow them on multiple platforms for this reason, okay? And it's not just because the Clock app is at risk. It's because you don't own the platform and you don't own your followers. So they need to be able to know where you are in multiple places. And the most important place is your email list or SMS text message list, so you can have that direct one-to-one communication. Most of us, hello, I told you, on any given night, I'm making sales and or collecting leads, usually both, in my sleep. Okay, and how do I do that? I have the systems, I have the automation in place to allow me to be able to do that. And the number one thing that triggers that sale is the direct one-to-one communication, because I am emailing people. Now, there are a lot of people that are gonna, you know, have you, you know, build your email list just for the sake of collecting the leads, but not teach you how to nurture them, not teach you how to convert them. And I can definitely help you with that, right? I can definitely help you with that, right? Now, one of the big things, the big hot topic that I've been getting flooded with, that people have been coming to me for, is reviews on the Zon, how to get in the review program and how to create the content, right? I have to be careful what I say because I'm in different programs and bonuses with them, and I don't want to put them at risk. But the great thing is there are so many different facets of digital marketing. For example, you can create content and get paid simply for creating the content, regardless of if you make a sale or not. So you can get paid to create the content and then layer that with the affiliate commission. So when people do buy, you get a commission on the sale of that product, okay? So, for example, I don't have it here in front of me and I'm not gonna get up and grab it, but my favorite coffee mug, you will see, even though I don't really create coffee content, I still create coffee content. Well, what do you mean? How do you do that? I will record myself, really low production, making my coffee in the morning. Right? I try not to have it every day, but I will record myself making my coffee, okay? And so I will use that as B-roll to me talking to my ideal client or about something that is trending, something that is polarizing to get more eyeballs on my content so that I can collect more leads, right? Well, I could take that same video because I own the master, I own the blank, and I could take that video and then upload it to the Zon and then do a voiceover, actually first do a voiceover reviewing the cup and sharing exactly why I love that cup. And then people buy it. People are buying that cup from me, like, not from me, they're buying it from the Zon based on my video every day since I uploaded it in late September. Right? And then there are times when various platforms will offer bonuses and incentives. And when they do, and those are usually strictly for creation, sometimes they have different stipulations. They always have different rules, but sometimes the stipulations might be like, for gifts, right? We will match the gifts that you get when you go live, right? Because that's what it is on the Clock app. It stars on another app, and I know YouTube is coming out with its own next year, right? And so when they do that, the first place I look, another one of my mantras, the content is already in your phone. So all you have to do is go in your phone because you own your masters, or you go to one of your vaults and pull the content out and basically repurpose, reshare, and redistribute it, and you can get paid pretty heftily for that. I've been paid anywhere from $50 to $250, even $500, actually $1,000 for a less than a minute video that was already in my phone, in multiple of them across various platforms, right? And so that's why content creation is one of the top paying skills of 2025. And I don't care who you are, you need to be creating content. Like I said, even if it's just you every morning recording making your coffee, recording words of affirmation from your car before you go into work every morning, recording you brushing your teeth, recording you doing your skincare, recording you, styling your hair or your wig. Making your kids lunch, making your husband lunch, whatever it is, and make it unique to you, and you will attract your ideal audience and be able to monetize that. It's not negotiable anymore. Marketing and sales skills are no longer negotiable. We all need to be learning and executing on marketing and sales skills in 2025. All this talk about AI, baby, I ain't worried about no AI. I'm just not. I don't have time to be worried about AI, right? It's the person who works with you who's using AI that you need to be worried about, okay? And creating content is that much easier with AI, right? Creating content is that much easier with the 2025 content bundle that I put together. It includes your content calendar, 365 days of ideas that will convert, right? And they're not all educational. It's going to be conversational content. It's going to be content that builds community. It's going to be content that converts. There's 5 different C's that this content calendar is built around. And then on top of that, you get a bonus 150 high converting video and caption hooks. Okay, let me tell you about the power of a hook. The power of a hook can take your video from a couple hundred views to thousands of views, to hundreds of thousands of views, to millions of views. And these hooks were based on the research of over 1,000 videos to tell you which were the best and highest converting. And it breaks it down into like 5 different categories. Okay, let me find those categories. So the categories are personal experience and transformation, educational tips, tricks, and tutorials. Third is controversial and your opinion hooks. People want to know what you stand for these days, right? Fascination and intrigue and point of view. So if you bought the calendar from me in 2024, because I sold a lot of them, okay, because that's what I do, the categories are different, because that's the thing. What you did in 2020 is not working in 2025. What you did in 2022 is not going to work in 2025. What you did in February of 2024 is not going to work in January of 2025. We have to keep moving. We have to stay up to speed. We have to know how things are shifting and shift with them. Okay? Now, I done seen so many of y'all pushing for these TikTok links, right? The referral links, right? The purple ticket. And I think that's great. I will never hate on that. Do you, boo. If that is what helps you get your feet help you get your feet wet and make you see and believe that you can do this, then glory, hallelujah, do it. Do it. But don't stop there. Okay? Do not stop there. You still need to either create your own digital products or get with me or someone else for some done for you digital products. And you need to be creating the content and get the content out there, knowing that you are the brand, you are the content, you are the algorithm. The time is here. It is about monetizing your life now. I got the window open a little bit and stuff is blowing in and it's kind of freaking me out. But that's because I have my own little personal heater and I get very, very hot. So let me tell you, this content calendar, it does not come with resale rights. But if you have done for you products and you've been struggling to sell them, you need this content calendar. This content calendar is going to help you sell your done for you digital products, whether it's MRR, PLR, whatever it is. The content calendar is going to help you because it's going to give you a structured content plan to follow. And not only that, give you the hooks and the call to actions, because that's usually the number one reason, right? That's usually the number one reason people aren't making sales is they're not even asking for the sale, right? But the calls to action aren't even just about the sale. It's not about being salesy at all. It's also about growing your following. It's about getting more shares. It's about getting more comments, getting more engagement, and yes, getting more sales. So again, there's like 4 or 5 different areas that the call to actions are broken down into. Okay, so you don't have to have 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience like I do. Anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. Anybody can do this, right? Especially with this content calendar bundle, which is only what, $67, $64? Let me look. I know the price went up. It launched over Black Friday weekend. And it the price did go up after that. $64. It's valued at least $109. I would honestly say $197, but we'll say $109 because depending on what you're selling, $64. And you can actually get started for less than that, which would be like less than like $16, I think. Like $15.75 or something like that if you use Klarna or Afterpay. If you are selling something that costs like $222, that's all it takes is one sale and you make your money back on it. And you can get started for less than $16. Because what is, okay, let's just do 64. 64. I used to be the human calculator. I'm not anymore. Yeah, $16. I guess I still am. I guess I still am the human calculator, right? So you can get started for $16. What are you waiting for? You know where to go. You know where to go. Content marketing is not optional. It's not. You have to get content out there. And you have to be the content. This just sharing other people's content, because number one, you're not an authority when all you do is share other people's content. Now, I know how y'all like to tussle. And when you see a copied and paste post several times and you're wondering why they copied and pasted and just instead of just sharing the original person's. Now, as a content creator, I don't like when y'all just, people will be like, do you mind if I steal it? I'll be like, you hit the share button. It's that simple, right? But the reason people will do that, especially when you truly don't know where it came from, right, is because it gives the person who's actually posting it as quote unquote original content the authority, not only to their audience and the people on the platform, but also to the platform and its algorithm itself. It's giving you some authority. But the more you can create your own original content, the more monetization potential you have, because all of these platforms, especially when they have their bonuses, you must post original content. It cannot be someone else's content. So for example, on the Clock app, I do not believe that stitches and duets count. Even though you're adding your own perspective and take on it, it has to be completely new and fresh content that you have created. Now, that's not to say you can't take the same quote or the same topic that someone else has used and use it to your own face, your own background, your own AI generated video. There's no rule saying that you can't do that. But the key is to always read the rules and know what they are for that particular platform and that particular program. But content equals cash these days, right? And digital products, especially done for you and your own, is going to be the fastest money that you can make. And I don't mean fast money in a sleazy, slimy, salesy kind of way. I mean in you make a sale today, depending on, how old your payment account is, you could potentially have that money in your account within minutes and even within days, depending on the volume and, like I said, how old your account is. So keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind, all right? So just to kind of go back over what we've been talking about content for 2025. If you're new here, my name is Tamara. I have 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience. I've worked with and for several of the biggest brands in the world in that 32 years. In the last 10 plus years, I have spent in digital marketing. I've built and monetized my own blog. I've sold hundreds of thousands of dollars of other people's products. I've sold lots of, I'm not going to make income claims, but I have sold lots of value in my own courses, workshops, coaching, in that, because like I said, I don't just have the sales and marketing experience, I also have the leadership experience. When I was in corporate, for example, the impact that I made was developing 18 people, and they all got promoted within 3 years. So within the same 3 years, and that is why I no longer work in corporate, to be honest with you, because it exhausted me. It drained me, okay? So content is the answer. Whatever problem you have in your life right now, chances are content is the answer. There's this saying that, solve your own problems and sell the solution. Solve your own problems and sell the solution. So what does that mean? Your system, whatever your system is, if you have a very specific way that you do your laundry, document it. Create content around it. Now, you might need to do some things like are taught in DBA to learn how to make sure that content is seen by the, gets the maximum reach possible. But when you get that content out there and you get that reach out there, you then have the ability to monetize it, right? But here's the thing. You do not have to have hundreds of thousands of followers. Like every day in my email are people looking to send me product, people looking to pay me, asking for my rate sheet to create content. I turn more of them down than I say yes to, because it's not about money. They have to be on brand for me. Okay, you don't want to look sleazy and slimy like you will just work with anybody for $1, because people will pick up on that and that will repel people instead of attracting them to you. Okay, but we are in an environment where there's a lot going on all at once, right? Like, I am not a political channel. I don't want to put political content out there. I will get involved in trending conversations, and that's only on certain apps that have that leeway to do that. But there's a lot going on. A lot of people have a lot of fear. They have a lot of uncertainty. And the reality is, the best thing you can do is to take your future and put it in your own hands. Don't put your future in someone else's hands. A few months ago, I was talking to y'all about the fact that we were in quiet layoff season and people have been getting laid off. People have been not even getting laid off. They've been getting terminated, right? I did a whole video talking about how Gen X has been getting terminated because of lack of soft skills, right? Like I said, you can go right up here and you can get over to my Tube channel and you can go back and catch all of that old content. It's all there. Okay? It's all there. But the fact of the matter is, you can't afford to just sit still and keep scrolling and paying that toll, because remember, I always say you pay a toll when you're scrolling. Every time you stop, everybody else is getting paid but you. The content creator, the drop shipper or manufacturer, the e-commerce store is getting paid, and the platform is getting paid. So why are you not getting paid? And yes, now they will give you like $2 a click for driving traffic to their store, but it's not even cash that you can take to the bank. Like, you can't pay bills with it. You can buy stuff. And then there's even rules about how you can use it. And hey, again, I am not knocking it. I do not knock the hustle. But I see people going live for hours, and I see the total that they have in their store, when they could have sold a few digital products and done more than that. There are people on this app that are doing anywhere from a few $100s in an hour or so live to, there's a girl who I think did $1 million in a day and she went live for 24 hours. So, I get it. The referral link, you don't have to show your face. I get that. But you got to show your face at work. And you can't even block them people. You can't even block them at work. You can block them on social media, of course. But you still have to face them. You still have to talk to them after they've snitched on you and tried to be your supervisor and all that. You still have to have a working relationship with them, right? You still have to have a working relationship. Whereas on social media, it's easy. You just block them. You can even say a little something slick back. I usually say something slick back and then I delete, I go ahead and block them right away. Sometimes I'm feeling a little feisty. So I want them to see it. So I let it sit for a little bit before I block them. But most of the time these days, a lot of times I don't even bother responding, because especially on certain apps like IG and the Clock app, there's more bots than there are probably people anyway. So just bless and release it, right? Right now, because of the Sophia Richie dance again, I know how the girls like to tussle. Right? And so I actually posted some images using that background and the keywords. And then this morning, I really was not feeling well. I just was not feeling well. Like, I took care of some things this morning, and then I actually midday just needed to rest for a little bit. So I took a nap. Right? But I could do that because my business had the systems and the automation to keep running. The content was still going out. The content was still out there, because content is residual. Content is 365, 24/7. So I could rest. Okay? I could rest for an hour. Right? I forgot what I was even talking about, though. I hate when that happens. But anyway, so the content is 24/7, 365, right? Just like your website is 24/7, 365. And so I was able to rest and then get back up and do some things. But while I was resting, that video that I had put out this morning about the Sophia Richie dance, that's what we were talking about. That video, it actually really started getting some traction. Okay, it started getting some traction, and in the process, guess what? Started getting some trolls. Started getting people who I really think they were confused. They were confused because I used a stock video, because remember, I wasn't feeling well. So they got confused because they were making comments about it's a closed community conversation, and I was like, so I had to get on camera and say, this is me, I'm actually part of the community, right? So you have to, having a business, being a creator, and putting yourself in front of the camera, you do have to step into a higher version of yourself. And that is why personal development is your number one income producing activity. It is always hands down going to be your number one income producing activity, right? Because there was a time when my social media presence was really going viral and starting to take off, but I still had work to do internally. This was like around 2018. And I stopped going live and started bringing things down a little bit because I had internal work to do, because I was still of the mindset of where I come from. When somebody comes from you, you shut them down right away. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but my concern was, because of the diversity of my audience, I didn't want that to turn people off when they saw me do that. And so that made me slow down my growth. And it is my one regret in my content creation, digital marketing journey, is I shouldn't have done that. But at the same time, I took the time to do the work. I did the work, and here we are. So I can bless and release. Will there still be people who sometimes get under your skin? We're only human. But the recovery time, the way you become self-aware and work yourself through, that's going to come from personal development. I am of the mindset that the number one reason a lot of y'all will even buy courses and don't do the work, the reason a lot of y'all will buy coaching and not show up or cancel and throw that coaching money away, is because you just don't want to step into the version of you who is needed to get what it is that you want. And again, I get it, because 2018 to 2020 was really that time for me. I had been working at it for 4 or 5 years. I was getting tired. I was getting exhausted. And I was feeling like I should be here. I should be there. Instead of being grateful for where I was and how far I had come, I was comparing myself to others. right? And so that feeling of entitlement was kind of holding me back, and it was making me not step into the version of me who had the things that I wanted, right? Because the people who had and were getting the things that I wanted, that I felt that I should have, they were adapting to the new changes and shifts in the market, like stories, for example. I was slow to move on stories. Now, Periscope, when Periscope came out, I was there. I was fast. I was on Periscope. But again, I got in my own way and went through a little slump again. Thank you for the love, Portia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, if you want to jump on live with me, girl, come on. Feel welcome. Jump on. Just talk. Thank you. Come on. Feel welcome to jump on in. Just talking about 2025 and monetizing yourself and what people need to do and get ready for. And I would definitely love to hear your perspective, because Portia, my girl Portia, she's at Lady Live there. She is a boss. She is a boss, right? Like, I say I'm the content queen, but Portia is stay pumping out content, like nonstop pumping out content. Okay, so I'm gonna send you the invite. You don't have to, but feel free. If you want to join, feel free to join. Just chit-chatting. I do have my content calendar that I am offering while I am on live. There she is. Hey, girl. Hey.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, there you go, I think.
Hey, girl, I just got off live, girl. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl. Hey. What were you live talking about?
Huh?
What were you talking about live?
DOT drug testing, girl, specimen collection, girl. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me turn this off. Hold on.
Okay. You're talking about DLT?
Yeah, talking about my course, like always, girl.
Yeah. There are so many ways, right? There are so many ways. So Portia is like a jack of all trades. Got a trucking company. Portia is like, she's that girl. She gonna jump on an opportunity. She gonna find a way to make some money. She gonna stay in movement, and she's going to stay fluid, like I was just talking about. Like, you can't get stuck in what coulda, shoulda, woulda. You got to look for the next opportunity and figure it out and keep it moving. And Portia does that. And it's been at least a year, if not 2 years, since she launched her DOT, Department of Transportation business. So talk about that a little bit, Portia.
So I am a specimen collector instructor. So if I have been doing this for a year, it's been a year. It's been a year. I went MIA for 2 years to start my trucking company, and then I got certified. But I didn't come on the scene to maybe like July, August, so like 7 months after I was certified. And then I started offering it to my team. But anyway, it's an untapped market. You can, get certified to start your own mobile drug testing business. It's so much money out here to be made. So many different niches, so many different industries, so many different markets. Oh my gosh. The certification is valid in all 50 states for 5 years. So listen, if somebody really want to run up a bag and get a skill that pays the bills that's needed, they need to start a drug testing business, because it's not going anywhere. Quest has been in business for over 57 years.
Yeah, I've been eyeing that and medical courier.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Yeah, I've been eyeing that and medical courier.
Oh yeah, girl, it's bread out here. People be really sleeping. We're programmed to work for other people. But listen, that ain't working.
Talk a little bit about that, because I could listen to Portia all day. Portia is that girl.
Listen, it ain't working, baby. They're gonna have to get on the good foot lollipop, baby, because listen, they're gonna have to start fighting against it, because it ain't what they told us. It ain't what it is. It ain't what it is.
The most complaining people I know have a job.
Right. Exactly, girl. They scared to let it go. I be trying to tell them, baby, you are money. The money is in the room with you, baby.
Girl, I tell them it's in your phone. The money is in your phone. You are on these apps scrolling all day anyway.
Listen, that's what I was talking about. I was talking yesterday, and I was telling them on my live, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many apps out here that you can get money. And I be telling you, like, listen, if you ain't never worked, independently before, you've never made money outside of a job, keep your ear to the street. Get plugged into these apps, when they come out with these different referral programs and these different promotions and things like that. Like the first one I did was Dodge. You remember Dodge?
Yep.
Did you do Dodge?
I did. I missed that one, but when you were doing the Chime one, I got in on that one.
Chime? Was it Chime?
Yep.
Or Webull?
I did that one too with you. That's the one I did. Weeble, yeah.
Yeah. So, girl, Dosh would never ever again in their life do that promotion, baby, because multi-level marketers drained them. And I was late to the party. Like I was 2 weeks late to the party in my ego, talking about, oh, what am I gonna do with that little $15? I make $90 in referral. Girl, I made $19,000 in 2 weeks with Dosh.
Did y'all hear what she said? Did you hear what she said? Okay, she said a couple things. She said she was late to the show. Didn't I just talk about me being late to the show? And what did she say? Because of ego.
Ego.
And still made $19,000 in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, bro. Girl. I just need people to wake up, man, because and it's just like our people are always late and they miss out on opportunities because they think everything is a scam. The rich get rich, the poor get poor because they think everything, like, if everything is that a trick? Oh, is that what's the catch? You know, but they don't never say what's the trick and what's the catch when they go fill their applications out.
And they have to understand there's risk associated with everything, right?
Yeah.
The greatest risk is not taking any action or doing anything at all. And I was an agent with Northwestern Mutual Financial Network, which they handle a good portion of the money for a lot of the wealthiest people in the country, right? And they had a report in this thing they called the Efficient Frontier, and they could show you, they had numbers and data to prove that you actually take a risk by doing nothing, by trying to not take any risk. That is one of the greatest risks that you can take, is to do nothing. You are better off to do anything than to do nothing. That is the biggest risk that is out there. And I think you hit on something. A lot of people associate risk with scam.
Girl, hold on, let me get out here. My children acting like children.
Just because there's risk involved does not mean it is a scam.
Right. Exactly. Because there's going to be risk. It's risk we're going to work.
Exactly.
They get comfortable, spend their money, don't put none up, and then next thing you know, oh, you're fired, you're laid off, or you have been replaced with AI.
It's a risk going to sleep at night. You ain't guaranteed to wake up. It's a risk getting out the bed in the morning. You could slip and fall. Everything is a risk.
I think I almost just slipped on a damn dry sheet today.
Exactly. Girl. I tripped walking up my stairs, walking in with bags from the store today. Like it was another stair that just stuck itself out and tripped me. All on the security camera, embarrassed. And I've gone up and down those stairs I don't know how many times in over 2 years. Right? So there is a risk with everything. But just because there is a risk involved does not mean it is a scam. The scam is y'all, not you, but people love to listen to, they don't like to listen to people like us who are going to tell them what the risk is and how to mitigate that risk. They instead like to listen and follow the people that are flashy and are unattainable.
Yeah, listen, and I know you probably remember when I first came out, right? And I would tell people when I first came out to in multi-level marketing, I would do that. I would show money. I would go into my account. I'm like, what? Because it was so new to me. I didn't have a mentor. My mentor was older, so she didn't do anything online. She did everything face to face. So I was mimicking what I seen everybody else doing, but to me, I'm like, this is crazy. I got to do this just to help people make some money. This is crazy. I'm like, that. I would go to the bank, pull my check out, count it on live, show them my account, baby. That is too much. I'm like, baby, now listen. If I gotta put you in my business, baby, I don't even want it. Don't worry about it.
And girl, I'm not in the business of convincing people. If I gotta convince you, if I gotta convince you to join, if I gotta convince you to buy, then I gotta convince you to stay. Right? It's like that game, like some people like to play with a significant other to see if they really care about them. You know, they like to play like they gonna leave or they hurt or upset to see if they notice. Like I never been one to play them games. I just don't have time for that.
No, ain't nobody got time for that. We're not doing it. If you gotta have faith in your
heavy lifting for me.
Right. And that's why I be telling people, I'm like, listen, because people are like, how much you make? I can lie to you. People show screenshots all the time, altered.
Yep.
You
And
won't
the
know where the
FTC
money
is
coming
not
from.
cracking down on that stuff. So, you know,
Right. Like, come on in, come on in, come on in, So I be like, whatever I make ain't got nothing to do with you.
right,
It does. Whatever
right.
you
It's
gonna
gonna
make
be
is what you
spent.
gonna make. Right. I could be living in a tent. That ain't gonna that doesn't stop or take away from what I do. You gotta do the work. All for training. All for course. You gotta do the work.
Right. The risk of taking them student loans and getting a college education and then can't even get a job that will pay you enough to be able to afford a decent life and pay those loans, right?
But
Like,
listen, that's what's oversaturated because 18.1 million students enroll in college a year.
mm-hmm.
That's what them degrees is oversaturated, baby.
Yep.
your gifts, your gifts will make room for you.
Tell it
Period.
now.
My gifts have always found a perfect spot for me, and I ain't been crowded or anything. Perfect. I can stretch my legs out and everything, girl.
I know that's right. It's true though. Your gifts will definitely make room for you, right? Like
Yeah.
I did get the college education, but I didn't just go to college. I worked during that entire time because I had a child, right?
Right.
And so I had my marketing internship, but I also worked retail, and I always knew how to sell myself.
Right. Shoot.
Right. So, but I also went to school for something that is now a high in demand and highly paid skill, where some people went to school and they got degrees and stuff that just ain't gonna pay.
Right. Right.
It just
And
ain't
I
gonna
didn't
pay.
hear so many people saying how they can't find a job, girl. It's crazy.
Right. And even when
I had to
I
work
was
for a
in
long
corporate
time.
America, a black gentleman that I was cool with, he was never my boss. I was never his boss. We were even peers at one point, but we were always peers, but he might move around to different roles. He was like, I always create my next job. And he said that from
Right.
within the
Period.
halls of corporate America. He would always create the
Right.
position that he wanted next, right? And so you got to create
Mhm.
wherever you are. You have to create. I was personal branding when I was in corporate America. I learned that right away when I was, one of
Right.
in corporate in my first in the company in that wasn't in the call center in my first job out of college. I
Right.
learned personal branding right away. Like, oh, you got to brand yourself, right? You got
Right.
to make sure they know what makes you you and what makes you different in that. So, and a lot of it I just transferred to my own business, right? I was thinking about that this morning or yesterday because, when you decide to walk away, when you have a double master's degree and you decide to walk away from corporate America, your family look at you kind of crazy and they say crazy stuff about you, right? And at the end of the day, corporate America, I
Oh,
just was not
yes.
built for corporate America. Just like not everybody is meant to go to college, not everybody is meant to work for corporate America.
Right. And you know what? That's crazy because I talked about that on my live yesterday about
Hmm.
how, some family, they turn against you for you going against the grain. You know what I mean? What they used
Hmm.
to doing. You have to go to college. I want you I want you to go to school, be a doctor. Everybody's doctors, everybody's a nurse. You have to, and
Hmm.
people literally lose those relationships with family members because they decide to do something different.
Right.
And that's sad. But it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is, right? I always say, like, your family would be more likely to help bond somebody out of jail than it is to support you. So stop crying about what your friends and family not helping you. Hey, Mint, your friends and family not supporting your business. Be grateful for those that do. But I will never forget what you said on that podcast or radio show. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Uh-huh.
So say it.
Yeah.
Tell
About friends and
everybody.
family are not going to support you. You
Yep.
don't have enough friends and family members to get you to millionaire status, thousandaire status.
Hmm.
Don't even worry about it, baby. Don't trip. They ain't finna get you there. They're not gonna support you consistently to let you, to help you reach that.
They don't have the capacity to, and they
They
shouldn't
don't have
have to,
exactly.
right?
Right.
When you said that, like
Right.
I already knew, but when you said that, I was like, yeah. I had to reshare. I reshared that I don't know how many times because it's true, right? Like
Right.
name. Name a millionaire. I had to reset. Name a millionaire that got there off of their friends and family.
Right. I wait.
Right. Unless they were already a millionaire
Unless they was already a millionaire.
and had millionaire friends.
Right. And listen, in them circles, they just be like, "Here, you need to borrow $1 million."
Right. Or they'd be like, oh, I got $1 million in on that. I got 50,000 in on that. I got 5 million in on that. That's a whole different level playing field, right?
Right.
They got
Girl.
a different network. And so
Right.
you got to go out and you got to create the network. You got to create the audience. You got to create the community. And it's never been easier in history.
I know, right. You
It's
know what?
never been easier in history.
You can become a millionaire by mistake now. On
It
accident.
happens every day. It happens. It ain't happened to me yet, but it happens every day.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
I believe that. That's why I keep showing up.
It's gonna happen. Trust. You can become a millionaire on accident. This girl, like people don't even understand. Girl, people sleeping, man. They sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
They sleeping, man. They sleeping, girl.
Arminta is on here. I've known her family and my family. We go way back, right? Like she's basically family, right? She puts content out. She's like in her 60s, I believe, and she puts content out. She's had videos go viral.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, she's had videos go viral. So to hear people. You can go viral. You can do this at any age. Like people will be like, "Oh, I'm too old to be an influencer." No, you're not.
Right. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Anybody can be an influencer. A cat can be an influencer.
Exactly. She said she's 65. She said Tamira has all the makings to do great things. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I had great influences growing up. I cannot deny that. I really did have great influences all around me. Really top-notch class act ladies, especially from our church. I do have to admit that. A lot of women that made me aspire to get that college education, to pursue and become
Right.
and do more. So I can say that I didn't come from the wealthiest background in terms of material and money, but we did all right. But I was very wealthy in in influences and love and support and church and community and family. I can say that.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So what else you got going on? What else is up?
Girl, I'm getting ready to get done on my night. This time of night, got me ready to take my phone and throw it.
I really
Put it
wonder
on
when you
Do Not
sleep.
Disturb. I'm ready to put it on Do Not Disturb. And girl, it's like I keep this phone in my face. The phone, the computer.
Yes.
I'm
Mine
always
on do not disturb from the vast majority of the day because when I'm recording and when I'm live,
right.
or if I'm editing, the worst is in certain apps when you're editing, if that call, even if you don't answer it, it comes through, it knocks you out and you got to start all over again. So my phone pretty much stays on do not disturb.
Yeah. I'm thinking about well, y'all can do that too, but I'm going to I know when we first started our trucking company, I uninstalled all the apps. Like
Yeah.
any distractions, I uninstall them. So I'm gonna have to uninstall them at night, so in the morning I don't have to reach for my phone and be straight to work.
Yeah.
I can handle me first and then get to all the madness.
I do like to check my traps though. I do like to check my traps. I do got to check my traps first thing. I don't do a lot of answering emails and messages for one because my eyesight be blurry and the typos be a mess. It'd be embarrassing.
Oh, let me tell you, girl. Oh my God. So I have a team helping me, but I hired this one girl that helps me with like my funnels and stuff like that. All of that. And sometimes I'd be so busy that I don't have time to just like look or just pay attention to what's going on with the girl. And I know when I got my funnel, I was like, something's not right. I was like, something is not right, but I was just too busy to just hone in on it. I'm like, something is not right because I'm like, I have all this traffic coming to my funnel. So I'm like, I get so many sales when I go live, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wanted this funnel so I don't have to be live so much. You know what I mean? So anyway,
Right.
I was like, something's wrong because it was like I had like 1,800 views. You know what I mean? Like on my funnel in like a couple days. Like it was, and I'm like, but there's no closes on it. Like, what is going on here? And I'm talking to go high level. I'm trying to see what is. I had them to look at it. Like, it looks fine. I'm like, no, something's missing. Something's not right. Like, what's
Right.
going on with it? Anyway, so I paid this lady. I did like a one-on-one session with this lady. It was like 30 minutes, like $250, 30 minutes. It wasn't
Yeah.
nothing. But anyway, we got on the one-on-one. I was like, can you look at my website? And she was like, okay, yeah. She looked at my phone and she's like, yeah, narrow this down. This needs to be gone. This needs to be gone. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so right. There's too much on this funnel. I'm like, there's too much. So
Yep. Keep it simple.
I'm like, because people ain't got time about it. They keep it simple. So anyway, I'm looking through stuff. I see typos. I'm like doing Loom videos to walk through it and let her know this is wrong. Need to change this, that. Girl, I done had to go over this stuff like 3 times where I'm like, I've sent you the videos. I've sent you the pictures with the headings, what you need to fix, what's going on. Babe, I may have to fire her. I'm just so, I need somebody that can catch that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if you're typing it, you got to check for your typos. You got to check for stuff like that. I'm like, babe, I'm finna have to fire her.
I mean, and in 2024, 2025, you can run it through ChatGPT first.
Oh, you know, right.
She can run it through ChatGPT.
And then I just found, I got from ChatGPT, because this is the thing. I didn't put it for my funnel. I put it for my website. And it's this website you can put your website in, and it'll let you know if there's any typos in there.
Okay.
ChatGPT told me the websites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I don't know why I didn't put it on my funnel though. Darn.
Girl,
and I
and
ain't think about this.
ChatGPT was down for like 2 hours today.
Girl, they down. Oh yeah, they just came back up. Girl, I know. I'm like, see, this how they gonna be at the factories. They gonna be like, we're unavailable right now.
You hilarious. You are hilarious.
Baby,
You
because
had
they
said
crazy.
something a little earlier. I can't remember what it was, but it made me think of like Mint, right? In how even for people who are retired and going into retirement, I see where, in 2025 and beyond, they are going to be able to go online and monetize their existing knowledge and skill set. What do you think about that?
Say that again.
So it's like Mint is 65. She's technically retirement age right now, right? So retirement for her could be her living her soft life and collecting her pension, drawing from her 401k, but also still monetizing by just going online and teaching people things that she knows, because she's got a wealth of knowledge, wisdom, and expertise from 65 years of life and however long her career spans.
Of course. Yeah, she can always monetize her experiences in life, girl, because people need that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People, especially younger generation, like it's always usually when the people are younger teen, they like, they old, they don't know what they talking about. But this is different now. The way things are going in the country, they better listen. They better listen to these people. Because I just put a video up the other day. It's a clip of an older lady talking, and she said, when people will be younger, they say, I can't wait till I get old, so I can just chill out and enjoy my life. She's like, baby, people my age are still going to work. 65, 70 years old,
Yeah, people are definitely working longer.
Yeah, they're working. I seen a lady about 80 years old, girl, working at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she can definitely monetize her skills, experiences, her wisdom. Okay?
Right.
And people will tune in because it ain't enough of that right now.
Well, and there's like data that shows like Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they don't have soft skills. They also don't have life skills. They don't know how to sew a button on. Girl, be laughing, but they don't. Right? They don't know how to do like basic life skills. And that is where the next big wave of content and monetization is going to come from. If you ask me, it's going to be that kind of stuff. What do you know? Or even, I was
simple things. Even how to fix a leak in a sink, how to fix the dryer, things like that.
Just little bitty things that, Like if your faucet is not, the water isn't
Right.
coming out the way it's supposed to, you got to change that little filter thing. I know that because I see my granddaddy do it. I don't know how many times, right?
Right.
How to change that little filter thing, the little easy things that they can do around the house on their own and save some money and not have to pay somebody else to do it, especially with the potential financial issues that are coming up
Exactly.
in
That's
the
what I
next year.
said. A plumber, electricians, they should all have some type of training. They should get with a real estate agent. They should all have some type of training that they're able to sell through the real estate agent, that because they know the real estate agent or the plumbers, electricians, they know the type of problems that new home or new builds can have, or any house can have, between I guess a 1 to 12 month, time frame.
Hmm.
So if they say, you may have this problem with this air duct or this and that, and they have a training on how to fix it, so they don't have to hire somebody and spend thousands of dollars to
Right.
do it. They teach you how, and they can sell a guide, a training, an ebook on that,
Exactly. Exactly.
step by step, how to fix it.
That's why I love talking to you, because I never would have thought of that. And my brother does HVAC, so I'm going to tell him.
Yes, I'm telling you, girl. And this the thing, he can have customers all over the world. He, he can have customers all over the world, girl. He get with a real estate agent, and they say, "Hey, you're gonna need this guide. If something goes out, these are the basic things that you can fix, but outsiders will charge you $2,000 to fix it."
Right. And I can see too, even with like Gen X, there's going to be a whole market for educating Gen X on, how to choose a nursing home for your parents, how to choose assisted living, how to, handle this situation with your
Right.
aging parent, right? So I meet so many women, especially in this one connection group that I'm involved in, that it's all about the sandwich generation and dealing with the self-care and not, losing yourself in that. But there's still also this space of, okay, how to navigate. There's room for that as well. And even with retirees, like what you're selling, like medical collection specimen collection, like that, I think that's a great retirement opportunity.
Right. So yeah, it's a lot of ways to make money out here, and I just feel like pretty soon people are gonna they're gonna have to find something out, and they're gonna have to use their creativity,
Yeah, I think
because
we've gotten too comfortable, like we were talking about earlier, thinking that it's all about a job and in a certain company, and that there's security there. Because I remember growing up, part of why I did get that college education, I was taught, because my grandfather built tractors for over 30 years, and he would say,
Mhm.
okay, I got a high school diploma, you're going to need more than that, right? And
Right.
so we people like me went to school thinking that, oh, we'll get a job, we'll get that education, we'll get that good job and work for 30, 40 years, and it just don't work. These
No.
companies ain't loyal. They don't even care about you. I mean,
Right.
dude was taken down in front of a hotel, and they stepped over him and started the meeting on time.
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, no, girl. Anyway, I've been went down a whole rabbit hole. Anyway,
Girl, me too. Me too.
I can't get into it right now.
I understand. I definitely understand.
Well, thank you so much for having me on your platform.
Thank you. We need to do this again.
I know, I know. I know we said we was gonna do something on the weekends,
Yeah, we
which would be
should.
really
We definitely
good.
should.
Yeah. So yeah, girl, we'll get together, plan something, get it on the weekend. Cause people need to know there's so many ways out here to make money, man.
So many ways.
Like, I just be like, come on, people.
It's like you walk out of your, like when you were talking about, I almost slipped on a dryer sheet and I tripped coming up the stairs. Like that's literally tripping over money. Like it's
Right.
everywhere.
Girl, I'm telling, cause me and my husband was talking, I was like, it's gonna come a point, a time. Oh my gosh, girl. I ain't gonna, we have to talk about it later. Cause it's deep.
Okay.
I don't even, it's so deep. It's really deep. But
Just say it. I get
it's too long.
anxiety. I can't wait.
I don't even know if I can explain. Okay, let me see. So you have the people at the top, right? Like these people at the top are just rich, right? and they have people waiting on them hand in foot. Like they can push a button and say, I need milk, and it literally just comes out of the ground in a
Yep.
second. Right? In a second. So they have everything handed to them. They're rich, but at the bottom, down low, people are struggling, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're only at the top because of the consumers
Yep.
and the people at the bottom. So pretty soon, long story short, the people that are struggling at the bottom, they're unable to produce and buy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the greedy people at the top.
Right.
So what's going to happen, it was just a theory anyway. What's going to happen is the people at the top, they're so used to getting things. Oh, I need milk. They get it in a second. Oh, okay. Now I need some more milk. And that milk from a second, now it's 2 minutes. Oh, no problem. It's just 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then pretty soon, the time gets less and less and less when they're able to get their milk. And they're like, wait a minute. It's been 30 minutes. It's been an hour. It's been a day. And then they look down and they see, oh my God, the consumers, the people at the bottom, the town is all damn dried up. Because it's dried up, I can no longer get my milk, right?
Well, they're planning on going to Mars.
So now they got to look down. Now they got to look back because they not getting everything handed to them. So, but also what can happen if things get so bad, people will be forced to use their creativity.
Right.
So you need this milk, and now you need somebody to produce the milk. So now the people at the bottom that produces your milk, and you say, okay, well, we need some milk. The people have come together, at the bottom, and they're using their creativity, and they making milk. Okay, how much is a gallon of milk?
Mm-hmm.
$1 million.
Yeah.
$3 million. They're like, what you mean? 3 million. Well, that's how much it costs, because you ain't got nobody else to produce it. We produce it here. So it'll pretty much turn out where it's deep, girl.
I mean, well, it's happened before in history, right?
Right.
It's happened before in history, and it's basically heading toward that again.
Right? There's nothing new under the sun.
There's nothing new under the sun. And I always say that women have always contributed to the household. Women have always had some sort of side hustle, whether it was babysitting, whether it was ironing, whether it was cleaning, making dinners, making pies. Women have all doing hair in the kitchen, doing nails in the kitchen, doing eyebrows in the kitchen. Women have always been able to create. It is what we do.
That's what we do.
We are
women
creators.
Gonna make money. Women are producers. Women gonna make money. Period. Women
we multiply.
Multiply. Period. Women, man. That's what I be saying, man. Y'all don't even realize. I be talking to the women. Y'all don't even realize how powerful y'all are, man. Women make money.
Mm-hmm.
Women are natural influencers.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna make a bag.
Yep.
Girl, get up out your shell. Get out here and make this money. Stop playing.
I just love talking to you. I swear I could listen to you all day. And that laugh.
Girl. But anyway. But yeah, girl, so we'll talk soon. Thank you so much. You look so pretty.
Thank you. So do you.
So pretty. Anyway, I ain't shown my face on this app in so long.
Yeah, I had to pull mine out because they were coming for me because I used a stock video from Canva about the Sophia Richie dance. Mm-hmm. And so my own people was coming for me thinking I wasn't one of them. And I'm like, hello.
What video you talking about? You gotta send me that. What are you talking about, Sophia Rich? Who was that?
I'll send it to you. It's on my page.
Send it to me. I'm like, what? Yeah. Let me, girl, hold on now. Come on.
Okay, she's just doing a two-step, a vibe. And the girlies are going crazy, like, oh my God, the Sophia Richie dance.
Lord have mercy. Okay,
and then they're like, and everybody's like, she's right. What? And they're like, no, but her dad's biracial. Lionel Richie of the Commodores is biracial.
Oh. Sophia. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You send it to me. I need to see what's going on.
Yeah, so they're saying Lionel Richie is biracial and standing 10 toes down on it. So you know our girls, they went and they done pulled the video off the vault of the whole family sitting down in Alabama talking
Baby,
about.
they gonna do their due diligence.
They did their due diligence and they pulled it out. They pulled it out. So, but you know how we do, we take that and we use it to grow our presence, to grow our
Right.
influence. And so that's what I was doing. And, you know, one of the things I was talking about before you joined me live is you got to have some resiliency. You got to have some strength that, okay, yeah, they're coming for me, but it's helping the video get out further. So I don't care. Come for me.
Right.
I'm going to do my part to help it go even further.
Period. Thank you. Good publicity. All publicity is good publicity. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, girl.
Without a
Well, I'll
doubt.
talk to you soon.
All right, honey. Talk to you
All
later.
right.
Bye bye.
Bliss.
She is awesome. That is my girl. She is so smart. She is so smart. And she is proof, like I tell you, you don't have to have the degree. You don't have to have the 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience like I do. You got to have the heart for it. And Portia is proof of having the heart, right? She has the life smarts, the common sense, the street smarts, and she brings it all together. And she's developed the business acumen through her experience that she don't have the degree. The degree is just a nice piece of paper for me. It helped open doors that gave me experiences that I bring to the table, and I developed my business acumen just in more of a controlled setting where she built hers. You know, we both built it from the ground up, just in different ways. And I had a piece of paper that she didn't have. But I mean, she is doing such awesome, awesome things like the medical collector specimen. There are so many different ways to monetize yourself and your life so that you can build the life that you deserve, the life that is what you desire, what you design. And notice that while her business that she teaches is not a digital marketing business, it's not a digital products business, she uses digital marketing to grow her business, right? Digital marketing, did you hear her when she said she goes live and she makes lots of sales while she's live? I tell y'all all the time, going live is an income producing activity, right? When you go live, you should be generating income. You need to have a content strategy that is going to convert. And yes, live is a part of it, but you also need to be growing and collecting leads, be collecting people who are raising their hand for more info. And you do that through your everyday content, and going live is the cherry on top. Going live is the building community. And through building that community, you build up that know, like, and trust. And that is when people will buy from you. Okay. That is how you do that. I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break and I will come back live in a little bit. But I need to take a function break. So I'm going to go and I will come back and we will continue this discussion because content is key. You need content in 2025 and you are the content, right? And so this content planner and calendar, how it folds into you being the content, it is telling you where to position yourself and what to talk about as you are the content. And then we give you the hooks, right? We give you the calls to action. So it goes from more than just by accident to you intentionally and purposely are creating content to get to the point like Portia and I, when we go live, we make sales, we make money in our sleep. Okay. So I will be back. Make sure if you're not following me, you click up here and you begin to follow, and I will talk to you in the next video.